Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I am Muhammad Novel Rafi'i from E-Class, and in this video, I will explain to you about word stress, sentence stress, and intonation. Okay, let's start from the first topic, that is word stress. Word stress is an important concept for English language learners, but in terms of pronunciation and comprehension. Okay, word stress is the verbal emphasis placed on one syllable of a word. This occurs in every English word that has more than one syllable. It's not always the same syllable, but them are a couple of rules to be familiar with when it comes to the word stress. Okay, first, word stress is only ever in a vowel of sound, never in a consonant. Okay, then second, there is only one word stress per word, or we can say when a word has more than two syllables in English, one syllable will receive more importance than the others when it is pronounced. This is the syllable that receives the primary word stress. This means that compared to the other ones, the vowel sounds of the syllable will be slightly louder, then longer, and have higher pitch. Okay. Word stress is an essential part of pronunciation of the English language. It also helps you to contextualize which version of a particular words you are hearing. For example, anthropology. Anthropology. Anthropology is the noun that refers to the study of humankind. Then second is anthropological. Anthropological is the adjective, okay? So even there have common roots, there are anthropology. The word stress as can make the difference in each instance. Okay, why word stress is important? The first is stressing in the word syllable in a word can make the word difficult to hear and understand. So mistake in the word stress will be cause misunderstanding in English. And then the second is stressing a word differently can change the meaning of type of the word. Okay. Then the last is even the speaker can be understood. The mistake with word stress can make the listener feel irritated or perhaps even amused and could prevent good communication from taking place. Okay. There are some general rules. About word stress that can be helpful to know. The first is most two-syllable nouns and adjectives have word stress on the first syllable, whereas the two-syllable verbs have stress on the second syllable. And then other word stress rules. First is words ending in x, xian, and xian have word stress on the second syllable from the end, or we can say penultimate syllable. Then second is word ending in sai, tai, and pai, and all have word stress on the third syllable from the end, or we can say anti-penultimate syllable. The last is for compound adjective and verbs. The stress is on the second part of the words. Okay, I will give you the tips to easier understand about word stress. Okay, according to SaintGilesInternational.com, the best way to learn word stress is to listen carefully and make a note patterns as you notice them. For additional help, all dictionaries give the phonetic spelling of words. With practice and greater awareness of word stress, you will significantly improve your grasp of the English language. Okay, let's continue to the sentence stress. Sentence stress is the music of spoken English, like word stress, but sentence stress can help you to understand spoken English, even rapid spoken English. Sentence stress is what give English is written or beat. Okay, beat. You remember that word stress is accent on one syllable within a word. Sentence stress is accent on certain words within a sentence. And then there is a general tendency to place stress in the stronger syllable of content words. Example in main verbs, noun, adjective, and then rather than on function words. In example, when you put in auxiliary verbs, preposition, and pronouns. Okay. Sentence stress rule. Sentence stress rule is just two basic sentence stress rule. The first is content words are stressed, like when you put them in the context of nouns, verbs, adjectives, and verbs. Okay. And then the second is grammatical words are not stressed, is when you put in sentence that do not really have some meanings, like then the, and is, and etc. Okay. If you remove the structured words from a sentence, you will probably still understand the sentence. But if you remove the content words from a sentence, you will not understand the sentence, and the sentence has no sense or meaning. Like example, will you sell my car because I've gone to France? Okay. If you put the sentence stress, will be sound like this: will you sell my car because I've gone to France? You have to put the stress in the 4K words in sell, car, gone, and France. Okay. And then let's continue to the intonation. Intonation in speech is use of changing rising and falling vocal pitch to convey grammatical information or personal attitude. Intonation is particularly important in expressing question in spoken English. Like example, your name is John. Okay, you have rising intonation in high final pitch, and there is indicates a question. Your name is John. The speaker or listener, the listener will understand if you have a question to the listener. Your name is John. It's very clear if you asking question to your friend or anyone who become the listener. Okay. Intonation and stress are closely linked, and in fact impossible to dissociate them. So intonation and stress is relate each other and can be separated. Okay. Intonation is about how we say things rather than what we say. The way the voice rises and falls when speaking, in other words, the music of the language. Okay, so intonation is more focused on the rising and falling the voice. Okay, so there are two basic patterns of intonation English. The first is falling intonation and rising intonation. Okay, I will give you example. The falling intonation is there are statements, comments, VH question, and then question text. There are statement requesting confirmation rather than question, and then the last is exclamation. Then rising intonation, there are yes no questions, question text that show certainly and acquire an answer. And then the third is rise fall intonation. There are choices, list, unfinished though, or partial statements, and then conditional sentence. Okay, the last is fall rise intonation. There is a hesitation or reluctance, and then politeness, doubt, or certainty. Okay, I will give you some tips from learnenglishtoday.com. A good exercise to improve pronunciation would be to listen to short recordings of everyday dialogues and then shadow read the script, or read it along with the tape using the same stress and intonation as the speaker. You can repeat this exercise until their voice sounds similar to the voice on the recording. It is also a good idea to note down or record some example of everyday conversation, either from real life or from film or television dialogues, and repeat them as often as possible. Then copying the stress and intonation of the speaker. Okay, Mm, that's all from me. I'm sorry if I have many mistakes in this video, and I hope you enjoy this video and you can get many benefits and information from this video. Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.